Want a sword? Get a mentor. Hey, it's Nina Carmichael. We make these videos probably because you're the most ambitious person in your circle. You know you're capable of more and you need that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, my husband Evan Carmichael, and the most important things you need to figure out in life. Enjoy! Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Find your own balance.
Most people suck at creating work-life balance or harmony because you're constantly comparing what you're doing to other people's schedules. Of all the things that you need to figure out in life, what balance means to you is among the most important. Jeff Bezos jokes about optimizing his toothbrushing routine because he's trying to maximize his efficiency, while Warren Buffett reads for 5 to 6 hours every day. You can't do both. And you need to stop comparing yourself to someone who you're not. It's crazy how much balance and scheduling comes up. I think most people are lost. I think again, the biggest problem is you're just comparing yourself to other people and then you don't know where to stand. You don't know what rock to stand on, and so you feel like you're pulled in 1,000 different directions. When I went on my tour this year, and I'm sure it's gonna come up on the next one again, people kept asking that, what does balance mean to you? How do I find balance in my life? And I used to joke, one of the funniest jokes that I told, and I'm not that funny, so this is one of the funny moments, was when I was talking about The Rock. And The Rock has his routine where he's working out for 4 hours a day. He has to work out for 4 hours a day. And so when he's doing his movies, he wakes up 5 hours before he has to be on set, and he'll work out for his 4 hours, and he'll do 2 times cardio and 2 times weights, and then go to his trailer, shower, and then head out to the movies. And he's only sleeping 4 to 5 hours a night when he's on set. I think that's crazy, but I don't look like The Rock. And that's when people would laugh, because I don't look like The Rock. But it's true. People will try to take on The Rock's schedule, but you have other priorities. What The Rock values isn't the same thing as you value. There may be some overlap and some similarities, and there's nothing wrong with trying on the hat. There's nothing wrong with attempting to do it. There's nothing wrong with seeing how it fits. Right? To get pieces, to say, hey, I'm gonna try meditating, I'm gonna try working out, I'm gonna try making a video, I'm gonna try morning pages, awesome, great, yes. But then to judge yourself to say, well, I'm not able to stay consistent on that, it's not what you should be doing. Because you wanna work out 4 hours a day, and you wanna read 5 hours a day like Warren Buffett, and you wanna optimize your toothbrush routine like Jeff Bezos, and you wanna do all these different things, but it's too many hours in a day. What you have to figure out is, how does balance look like for you? And then not be ashamed to go off and live it when everybody else thinks you're nuts. So how do you do it? I'm gonna give you a 3-step process that I think will help. Step number 1 is start to figure out, what does balanced harmony look like for you, whatever you wanna call it. Sit down, take some time, book off half the day. This is worth it. This is worth it. If it's a Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning, whenever you are the most free and creative, find a space that you love, whether it's walking out in nature or your desk at home, or a coffee shop, library, something where you can just be by yourself, not have distractions, and really just ask yourself, what does a balanced life look like for you? What does harmony look like for you? Because you don't want to spend all day at work. You don't. And you don't want to spend all day with your family either. You don't. You don't want to spend all day doing anything. But what's that ratio look like? You don't want to spend all day sleeping. What's that ratio between how much time sleeping, how much time with your family, how much time on your hobbies, how much time with your friends, how much time at work? What does that ratio look like for you? And you may get a weird duck answer. Like, it may not fit into the society's norms. That's okay, right? It starts with you understanding, this is what I need for my life. Having clarity and having certainty around it, so that when other people judge you for your crazy schedule, say, this is what I need. This is what I need. Remember, the people who are judging you are all insecure about their own life and their own schedule too. So don't worry about it. Go live your life. Spend the half day. Maybe do it right now. If you have some ideas already, what does balance or harmony look like for you? Number 2 is map your actions to your ambitions. Okay, great. Now that you've set out what a perfectly balanced life looks like for you, you got to do it. You show me in your calendar where you're actually doing it. I live my life by different days. So Monday's my mentoring day, Tuesday's my YouTube day, Wednesday's my project day, Thursday's my public facing day, Friday's my CEO day, Saturday is fun day with the family, and Sunday is family admin day, Costco and shopping and groceries and laundry and all that stuff, right? And that's how most of the time I live my life. When I'm on tour, when I'm doing trips or something, speaking, then it gets a little bit more chaotic, but then it returns back to normal because that's what balance, harmony looks like for me. That may be crazy for you. That may be crazy for you. If you look at my Thursdays, it's back to back to back meetings. I might have 10 or 15 meetings back to back to back to back to back with like 2, 3, 4 minute breaks in between. That's it, all day long, from 9 in the morning until sometimes 11 at night. I love it. It's great. And then on Wednesday, look at my calendar, it's open, nothing. White space to work on whatever I want to work on. Because if I'm doing my book, or I'm working on my course, or I'm doing some creative work, I like having the entire day wide open for me to do it. So I don't book meetings on a Wednesday. I don't talk to my team on a Wednesday. I don't make videos on a Wednesday. I do my project work on a Wednesday, right? That's what I love doing. And so that works for me. That may be the worst thing of all time for you. Awesome. But my actions map to my ambitions. If I set out, what does balance look like for me? This is it, I'm living it. Just like Saturday is fun day. Don't message me on a Saturday. You're not gonna get a response. I'm spending the day with my wife. I'm planning surprises for her. I'm taking her to a new restaurant. We're planning some kind of activities to do together. That's what we do on Saturdays, right? That's my version of balance. But at the same time during the week, my wife and I, we work together, so I see her a lot, but we don't start hanging out at night until 8 o'clock, right? That may seem crazy for you, but then we have all of Saturday completely shut down to work on things together, fun things, and then Sunday, the whole day to do what is actually family work, right? That works for us. It works for me, it works for her, it works for us. It may be the worst thing of all time for you. Maybe you do want to spend 3 hours a day cuddling with your husband or wife. Awesome, put it in. I'm not judging you, put it in, go, do it. If that's what leads you to be happy, balance, and you bring the best of you everywhere you go, then you do it. You created your version of balance. Now you need to map your actions to your ambitions and put it in your calendar and stick to it. And then step number 3 is follow the Quincy Jones rule. Quincy Jones, a legendary music producer, once said, "Not 1 ounce of my self-worth comes from your opinion of me." And I really love that, because I think so often we play small based off of other people's opinions and expectations of you. All these other people with low standards who hate their lives are judging you, and you live your life by their low standards. Somebody who hates their life, right? They're just on the edge of depression, or maybe they're already there and they're judging you, and these are the people whose opinions you care so much about. Not 1 ounce of my self-worth comes from your opinion of me. That doesn't have to be something you say out loud to them. That might cause some problems. But in your own head, right? Their opinion doesn't mean anything to you. If somebody looks at your calendar and you're cuddling your husband and wife for 3 hours a day, and that's what you need, awesome, embrace it. This is who I am. I'm crushing it. What are you doing? Are you happy with your life? Right? Follow the Quincy Jones rule.
Rule number 2, find mentors.
I'm a big believer in mentorship. 1, in terms of face-to-face people that you can go and learn from, and 2, from what I call aspirational mentors, people who've done a lot more than you, who you may never meet, who may have passed on, but you can still learn from their success. It comes from the core understanding that whatever challenge you have in front of you right now, somebody else has already solved it. Whatever big problem you're facing in your life or in your business, somebody has already solved it, and you don't need to come up with every ingenious solution yourself. This is one of the things that saved my first business. One of the 2 most important lessons that I've ever learned in my life was, whenever I don't know what to do, whenever I have a big problem and I don't have the answer, I look for somebody who has already solved it, and I try to learn from their lessons. In my first business, I had a software company. I was struggling, making $300 a month, barely able to survive. And I was just trying to come up with all these ideas myself. Like, okay, how about we do this? How about we do this? And nothing was working. And I told my partner I quit, and it was the worst day of my life. And when I woke up the next day, I realized I didn't want to quit. I just couldn't keep going the way I was going. And the light bulb moment was, I realized I'm not the first guy to try to sell software before. Maybe our specific kind of software, yes, but in general, other people have figured out how to sell software and make lots of money and target lots of customers. How did they do it? And I looked at Bill Gates and how he got started, and that started the process to me being able to build a real company. And that lesson that I learned at 19 years old has stayed true for the past almost 20 years, where every time I don't know what to do, I look at who can I model. It's why the name of this channel is Modeling the Masters. It's why I try to showcase lots of different successful people from all walks of life, because you can learn from them. I'm learning from them. And even today, in all my different businesses. Earlier this week, I went to SoulCycle with Alex. So SoulCycle is a spinning company that has a great culture, recently came to Toronto. I think they're based in New York, it might be LA, but they came to Toronto, they opened up a location, and I heard so much about their culture that I thought, I'm trying to build a culture here at TDS. We have a what I think is a really good culture. If you can compare our culture to most businesses, I think it's amazing, but it could always be better, right? I want to model even greater success. And so Alex and I went to their class and we learned from them. We saw how they set up their store and their merch and how the staff greets you and how the instructor starts a class and runs a class and ends a class and what happens in the locker room. Like all the different pieces, you learn from them. It doesn't mean you're going to apply everything, but if you take one lesson here and one lesson here and one lesson here from people and companies that have had great success, it just makes you better. And so I would seek out mentors that you can meet face-to-face, or you can do now Google Hangouts with or ask questions from. If anybody's doing a live stream, you get a chance to ask a question. I wish that existed when I was getting started as an entrepreneur. You know, you have so much more access to people than we've ever had before, but even if you're not going to the direct approach and hitting somebody, look into the aspirational mentors. Finding people who've done it before, even if they've passed on, their legacy have left a series of clues that if you can follow those clues, you can apply it to your life, to your business to achieve success.
Rule number 3, create your own path.
I think too many people are trying to live someone else's path. You're trying to follow your parents' path. You're trying to be the next Michael Jordan or the next Wayne Gretzky or the next Steve Jobs. You're trying to be the next somebody else. Where if your goal is to be the next somebody else, you're always gonna fall short. You can't out Steve. It's not happening. It's not going to be possible. So you will always fall short if you are trying to follow somebody else's path. The key is to create your own unique path. That's where you're going to stand out, and that's where the magic is going to happen. You already are unique. You already are the first and only version of you that will ever walk this planet. That has already happened. But you're not the best you yet. You're the unique you, you're the first you, but you're not the best you yet. And that's where you can pull from people. You can pull from Jobs, and you can pull from Gates, and you can pull from Winfrey, and you can pull from LeBron. You can pull from all these people to make you the best version of you and help you go off on your path. And it starts by understanding what your one word is, living your life on purpose, knowing what your values are, and having the self-awareness to create something that is important. And then by embracing the genius of the end, where the unique talents that you have get mashed up together in a way that nobody else can execute on. And it often comes by, I want to do this, or I want to do this, or I want to do this. And you've got 2 or 3 or 4 things that you don't know which direction to take. And the real answer is to smash all of those things together, because that's the unique thing that only you can do. Anybody can be a banker, anybody can be a salsa dancer, anybody can be a gamer, anybody can be a fill in the blank. But when you start combining those things together and then combine it with your one word, which is your value system, that's something that nobody else can do. It's something nobody else can touch. Now you're off creating your own path and being the best version of you. And that's where your ultimate success, happiness, wealth, and impact will come. Create your own path. Also, if you want to have more self-confidence and self-belief, the science says it can take up to 254 days of consecutive action for you to build a habit. So I've created a special free program to help you where every day for 254 days, I will send you an email that has a link to an unlisted video that if you watch it will boost your confidence forward. The link to join for free is in the description below. If you're doing work that you love, you're more likely to follow through. You're more likely to do it because it doesn't feel like work, because you love doing it. The people who win work the hardest because they love what they do.
Create an outline and a schedule. What I found really helpful for me was to create an outline at the start.
Rule number 4, bring value.
I think most people are confused about money. Most people don't have a healthy relationship with money. There are the people who think that money is everything, that money is the only important thing in the world and you need to chase it down and it's your duty and responsibility and obligation. It's like, it's number one. The person walking into my house or my place of business, that's my next suit, that's my next payment, that's my next whatever. It's only focused on money. And there's other people who think money is the root of all evil and that money is a bad thing. Money is a tool. Money helps you get a lot of things done. Money helps you go places. Money helps you accomplish your mission. Money needs to be in your top 5. It's just not number 1.
Money needs to be in your top 5. If money does not become important at some point to you, if it's not in your top 5 priorities, you'll never make money and you'll always be by yourself, struggling, trying to figure out how to make something work. But it's not number 1 either. If you put money above all else, you'll end up doing a lot of work that you hate and you never get good at it just because you're chasing opportunities. This is a big reason why so many entrepreneurs fail. You're just chasing the hottest thing for this year that you don't have a passion or interest in, and then you lose because the people who love that destroy you. When I first started doing this, helping entrepreneurs, I never thought I was gonna make money. My first speaking gig, my first option to help people was in Canada, in my hometown of Toronto, was at a YMCA. It was a free event. They had an entrepreneurship program, and they asked me to come and speak to their members. It was free. I wasn't getting paid to do it, just wanted to help out. I just sold my business, I wanted to give back. I was saying yes to everything. I actually didn't even know what I wanted to do next. And so I show up, and it's this big room full of chairs, and only 3 people show up to that first event. Only 3 people. And as soon as I walked in the room and I saw 3 people, my heart sank. I felt like I'm never gonna be able to make anything from this. If only 3 people show up to a free event, how am I ever gonna make money from it? I didn't know. But I gave my best to those 3 people. I know that I helped those 3 people and had an impact on their lives. We then went for coffee afterwards and continued the conversation. I know that I helped them and it filled my soul, and I had to find a way to keep doing it. I knew I had to find a way to keep doing it, even if I never made money. And so I did. I kept doing speaking gigs. I did my website. I did my YouTube channel. And slowly, it started to come in. As I figured out the second key important piece, which is figuring out how to bring value to other people. When you find something that you love doing and you combine it with how it brings value to other people, that's when you start making money. If it's something that you just love doing, but nobody else likes it, there's zero value to anybody else, you have a hobby. You have a hobby. If you're only chasing stuff that people like and need, but you don't like doing it, you're never gonna get great at it. You might make a little bit of money, but you're never gonna get great at it. You're never gonna be all time. You're never gonna build a huge business. And so it's that combination of doing work that you love doing and mix it with where there's an opportunity that people need. It's a problem that you are solving. Mix those things together. You have a super successful business. I profiled so many different entrepreneurs over the years. And the number 1 rule that comes up over and over and over and over and over again is you have to love the process. You have to love the work. You have to love what it is that you're doing. Because most people would quit when it gets too hard. The thing that allows you to keep going and keep trying and keep struggling and keep pushing forward, even in the face of all of this no and negativity and obstacles and things in your way, why keep doing this thing? Because you love it. Because you love the process. You have to get addicted to loving the process and not just the results. The results are great. The results of winning, the results of making money, amazing, great. But you have to love the process. The people who win, they love the game. They love the process, they love the journey, they love the work, however you want to call it. And that's across athletics, entrepreneurship, science, innovation, everything. It's the most consistent rule that successful, high-achieving people have in common. And so then that's your job. 1, fix your relationship with money. Understand that money is not number 1, but it's not evil either. It's not number 100. Even if you're a charity, you need to learn how to make money. It's got to be in your top 5, but it's number 2, 3, 4, or 5, not number 1. And then part 2 is you have to figure out how can you combine the thing that you absolutely love doing in a way that brings value to other people in a big way. And when you figure out what that intersection looks like, now you're starting to make a lot of money and having an impact and changing the world.
Rule number 5, change your standards.
You are where you are in life and business because of your standards. It's just not important enough for you yet to hit that next level. For you, for me, for all of us, we've settled. We've settled for what currently is and haven't demanded from ourselves that we reach that next level. Change your standards, change your life. So I was recently talking to Alex on my team, and he helps me run Toronto Dance Salsa, the largest dance school for salsa in North America probably. And he recently went through this weight loss challenge and he lost, I don't know, I want to say 30 pounds. And now he's sticking to this really thin line of between 150 and 155 pounds. That's his goal. That's his standard. When he's getting close to 155, he slows down on the eating. And when he's around 150, he has a little bit more. And he's constantly staying in this band because he set a new standard for himself. Even though he might have been 180 or 185 before, now anywhere close to 155 is going to be too much. Like, that's it. That's my new standard. That's the lowest I'm going to go, which is crazy high compared to what he was before. He's now trying to bring that same standard to his business. So what he's trying to do every day now is, if you follow him on Instagram, is he's posting at the end of the day how proud he is of the effort he put in. How proud is he of the effort that he put in out of 10? And sometimes you see it's 5.5, sometimes you see it's a 7, and every now and then it's an 8 or even a 9. How proud he is of the effort that he put in. This is now the area where he needs to raise his standards. And I was talking to him yesterday, and a big breakthrough that happened was, said, Alex, you've lost 30 pounds, man, or more from your weight loss journey. Now, the idea of being over 155 is crazy when you used to be 180, right? Or 185, it's crazy. You need to take that same approach to your business, to your effort, that you're proud of yourself every day for what you're doing. Anything under 8 should be considered a cheat day. Anything under 8 is like you had a cheat day on your diet. Every now and then on his weight loss journey, he had a cheat day. He had a moment of weakness. He went for a giant pizza and a cake because he was starving and he couldn't control himself. But it was these one-off moments, right? It was like once every 3 weeks or something, and he continued down. That now needs to be your daily effort. If it's under 8, that's like you're eating cake and pizza. 8 needs to be the new waterline, that if you're getting close to it, it's like, holy cow, I need to work harder. I need to accomplish. I need to go off and do. Just like 155 now is that benchmark for himself. And putting into those terms made sense for him because he had higher standards now for himself in what he ate, in how he took care of his body, than he did for what he was doing into his business. And so it's the same thing for you. You want to grow, you want to get better, you want to improve, you have to raise your standards. You have to now not settle for where you're at, because where you're at's good. This is the problem. Good is the enemy of great, right? Where you're at's good, it's good. It's not amazing, but it doesn't suck, because if it sucked, if you hated it every day, you would have to find a way out. But because it's good, you don't do it. You don't change. It's not important enough for you to want to get to that next step. That's what I want to force in this video. I'm going to give you 3 ways to do it. Step number 1 is understand, where do you need to have a higher standard? Where in your life do you need to have a higher standard? What's the thing that you want more of? Alex did it in his health and his weight. Now he's applying it to his business and his life. For you, where is it? Is it your health? Is it your business? Is it learning the skill set? Is it posting content every day? Like, where is it that you need to have a higher standard for yourself? Be specific, be clear, write it down. Step number 2 is surround yourself with it daily. One of the greatest things that you need to do that really helps you raise your standards is be around people who are more high achieving in that thing. Be around people who are more high achieving in the thing that you want to get great at, the thing that you are weak at. So if I was hanging around bodybuilders all day, I'd probably work out a lot more, right? Because everybody's doing it, because they have a higher standard. Where I might let myself off the hook for not doing a workout, I'm going to see them crushing it. They're going to lift me up. They'll just have to. They'll lift me up. And I'm going to make them believe in themselves more. That's just going to happen. I was on Twitch streaming last night, League of Legends, and a guy said, man, you're so positive. Twitch is such a negative, toxic place, and you're here spreading positivity. Like, yeah, and I'll keep doing it. And no matter who comes in who's negative and toxic, I am more confident in my positivity and belief than you are in your negativity and toxicity. And so I will make you doubt yourself because of my confidence. Whoever's more confident wins. And so the trick is, you're very confident in some things and not so confident in other things. The things that you want to get good at, right? Things that you want to get great at. The things that you want to get great at, not good. Things that you want to get great at. You don't have a high degree of confidence in your ability to do it. You need to be around people who have a high degree of confidence and are doing it. Whether that's actually face-to-face, but it could be through videos. It could be through books. It could be through podcasts. If you are trying to get healthy, you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to gain strength, and you're following people on Instagram and watching videos that motivate you every day, it's in your environment every day, It will just pull you up. My videos, my channels, I use for myself because it makes me feel more believe. I surround myself with Tony Robbins every day, and Steve Jobs every day, and Kanye West every day, and Oprah Winfrey every day. They're in my ear. They're in my ear. They're pulling me up, and they can do that for you as well. So whatever it is that you want to raise your standard in, surround yourself every day with that content, with those people. And then step number 3 is schedule for success. The mindset is the first part, but then you got to do something. You want to accomplish a new level. Amazing. What are you going to do every day? Show me in your calendar. Pull out your calendar, pull out your, week to week, from this Sunday until the next Sunday, from 7 days in between. What are you going to do? Show me in your calendar where you're spending time developing this new habit, fixing your new mindset, putting the actual work in. You want to gain muscle? Awesome. It's great to be around people who are doing it, but then you have to actually put in your calendar, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to start lifting some weights. You want to create YouTube content? Amazing. It's great maybe to be inspired watching me or other YouTube creators, but nothing happens until you pick up your phone and you start filming something. And that has to be in your calendar. If you hope for something to happen, it's not going to happen. If you hope for something to happen, it's not going to happen, right? This is something that you have a slipping standard on. You know you want to get better at, and so it has to be in your calendar. You have to schedule for success. This is what new success looks like for you. Great. Your success is your habits. So schedule it in. That every week or every day or every month, however often you need to do it, it's in there, it's happening, you're going to raise your standards because of it.
Rule number 6, the last one before our very special bonus clip, stop comparing to others.
You're constantly comparing your version of success, your version of life compared to what you see out there, other people's versions. You're looking at what they're doing on Instagram and YouTube and social media and in the tabloids and in the, you're looking at those people and you say, that's the life that I want. You have no confidence in your own version of your life. That's the problem. That's what you need to fix. Otherwise, you're constantly looking for the missing goat number 3 that never will exist. So I'm doing this 90-day tour right now, 23 cities, 90 days. I often get asked on my tour, hey, Evan, what's the perfect morning routine? Like, what do you do every morning to get yourself started? What I do almost doesn't matter. Stop comparing yourself to me. We have different versions of what success and balance look like. I look at what The Rock does, for example. He needs to work out for 4 hours a day. He needs to do cardio twice. He needs to do weights twice. When he has to be on a movie set by 9 a.m., he wakes up at 4, goes and works out for 4 hours, comes back, showers, and then goes to his set. And when he's shooting a movie, he'll sleep 5 hours a night. I think that's crazy. I don't look like The Rock. There's a reason. We have different priorities, different version of balance. But this is the problem. Because you want to work like The Rock, and you want to be a good dad like this person, and you want to be a good entrepreneur like this person, a visionary like this person, and you're constantly judging your version of your life versus somebody else's. It's unobtainable. It's not possible because there's no self-confidence in what you already have. It doesn't matter what I do in the morning. It doesn't matter what The Rock does in the morning. What matters is you start your day with the thing that makes you come alive. If you started your day with the thing that made you feel bold and self-confident every single day, your life would look dramatically different 1 year from today than where you are right now. It just would. But what that thing is different for everybody. We have different goals. We have different things that drive and move us. And so it starts with having the self-awareness to figure out what it is that you want. And then the self-confidence to believe in it enough that when you see something shiny over here, you're not swayed by it and think that you suck because this person's crushing it in a different field. So this is a 2-step process that will help you. The first is you need to figure out your who. Your one word, your most important core value. I wrote a book on it. You can find it if you want, but it comes down to this. What is the single most important core value that you have as a human being? It's one of the most important questions that you can ever ask yourself. What do you stand for? What's your most important core value? Until you know what you stand for, you're going to be pulled by everybody else's opinion of what you should do. If you have a problem of being pulled by other people's version of your life, you think you should do this because this person wants you to. If you're constantly pulled in all these different directions because you have no idea what you stand for. So you have no rock to stand on. You're constantly in quicksand being pulled around. You need to understand what your one word most important core value is. It's one of the most important exercises you'll ever do in your life. Mine is believe. My one word is believe. So all the content that I make is around believe. All the videos that I make is positive, right? Hopefully, it's at least the intent every time, whether I hit it or not. It's always my intent. Out of every person that I meet, every piece of content that I create, every book that I write, the clothing, well, actually with this, I can't wear my Believe hoodies. I gotta wear this Nike zip up because I don't have zip ups on my tour. But normally my gear, everything that I'm wearing, right, it's all trying to spread Believe. And so if you're coming at me with a suggestion, hey Evan, how about you do the top 10 conflicts of all time or the top 10 stupidest things that this person ever said? It's an easy no, because it's not Believe. It's an easy no. But if I didn't know what I stood for, it might be easy to go off and do that thing, right? I might be tempted because the money's gonna be good, right? Because if I did a top 10 stupidest things this person ever said, you can bet that that video is gonna have way more views than the top 10 rules for success, because people would much rather be entertained and laugh at somebody than to try to improve their own life and educate themselves to get better. You need to figure out what you stand for. Until you do, you're constantly looking for goat number 3. You're never gonna know. You're never gonna figure out your life. What do you stand for? What's your most important core value? One word. Figure it out. The second thing is you have to figure what balance looks like for you. Your actions need to map to your ambitions. What does balance look like for you? Mine is different. Like my life is different than The Rock's and it's different than yours. Different than Gopal Das. It's different. So what you need to do is plan out your calendar from Sunday to Sunday, right? Plan out your calendar, put everything in that you want to get done. Success is habits. Success is not about hitting a certain number in your bank account. It's habits. It's what you do consistently. You are what you consistently do. Success is your habits. So look at your habits. Write down what's going on. You might have the luxury to plan your entire day every day, or maybe you're in school, or maybe you have a job, or maybe you have other responsibilities. Great. Put it all in. You want to be a great entrepreneur. You want to be a great leader. You want to be a great mother, father, son, daughter, brother, sister. Great. Whatever your ambitions are. How much time do you need to spend on those things? How much time do you want to spend working out? How much time do you want to spend learning, educating yourself, growing? How much time do you want to spend chasing after your dreams? How much time do you want to spend on these things? And then where is it going to fit into your calendar? And plot it out. Show me. Because if you have dreams and ambitions, but it doesn't show up in your calendar, it's just a hope. It's never going to happen. Your actions, what's in your calendar, has to map to your ambitions. Do you actually accomplishing the things that you want? Show me in your calendar where that's happening. And most people bleed time out of their day. Most people wake up like an accident and they start living other people's versions of their life, responding to emergencies, constantly distracted, constantly being interrupted and never getting anything done. You're working your face off, but nothing's happening because you don't have barriers around your time. And so figure out for you what a balanced life looks like. That if you did this for the next week, you'd be happy. You'd be moving closer to accomplishing your goals. That these are the habits that you want to have on a regular basis. And if somebody doesn't agree with you, forget about them. Stop judging your version of balance against somebody else's. This is what you want to do. And have confidence that this is your plan. And it may not be the plan forever, but for now, you're pumped to go off and do this thing. And stop caring what somebody else thinks about your version of balance. And vice versa. You have no right to judge what somebody else is doing. If somebody needs to sleep 12 hours a day, great, go do it. If somebody wants to work out 4 hours a day, amazing, go do it. Somebody wants to work 80 hours a week or 20 hours a week, great, go do it. Stop judging them. And when they start judging you, have confidence in your plan. Thank them for the love, thank them for caring, but you're damn confident in what you're doing. Figure out your one word, figure out your who, figure out your one word most important core value, and then figure out what balance looks like for you. And stop worrying what other people think about your version of balance.
Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I wanna know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? When you watch a video and just get motivated, you have a 35% chance of actually following through. That's what the science says. And that is not good enough, Believe Nation. We need to do better. When you actually get motivated and then create a specific plan of action for what you're gonna do this week, you have a 91% chance of following through. And when you publicly commit to somebody else, like leaving a comment below on this video, it jumps even higher. So I want that for you. I wanna know your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week so I can celebrate with you.
If you have to get motivated every single day, then you are in the wrong business. If you are in your business because you thought it was a hot opportunity or a path to make some quick money, get out immediately, shut it all down. You can't sustain motivation for that business. Don't start a podcast if you don't love talking or interviewing with people. Don't become an influencer if you have nothing to say. Don't start a daycare if you don't love kids. it's not worth it and you're never going to win. The work itself needs to be motivating. Most days you're gonna wake up and have a pile of crap to deal with. And if you don't love dealing with that crap, you will get crushed by someone who does enjoy dealing with that crap. The trick is you need to do work that you love that other people think is crap. That's the secret. So looking at my channel as an example, this YouTube channel has grown from 7,000 followers, subscribers to 1.7 million in a matter of 4.5 years. And I love the climb, and I love passing people on the way, and I love the competitive spirit of it. And I know there's still so much room to grow, but sometimes I secretly hope that the whole thing goes away. So just so that I could start and do it again. I'm just short of sabotaging myself, although I have taken some risks recently. If you look at my channel last month or 2 months ago, I did some major changes that did not work. I bet everything on going down the premiere direction just because I wanted to have some variety, just because I wanted to take a big bet. And it tanked hard, and it was my worst subscriber gain in years. And I love it. I love it. I mean, I don't love that I lost, but I love pushing. I love trying to get better. I love climbing. I love trying to find a new way to be able to go and build and get better. And I think you have to love the climb. I'm just short of massively sabotaging myself and closing down the whole thing just to start over, but I love the climb that much. It's why I loved Instagram. I'm going hardcore on Instagram right now. Halfway through the year, I had 6 or 7 or 8, something like that, 1,000 followers. And now I'm at almost 80,000 followers by still posting 6 times a day, and by going live 5 times a week, and by making 3 to 8 to 20 stories a day, and doing IGTV and all that stuff. I love the climb. I love it. I love when people look at my YouTube channel and say you have 1.7 million subscribers, but you only have 6,000 followers on Instagram. Like, what are you doing? You're a joke. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love looking at everybody who's ahead and having the ladder to climb up again. I love it. All the people who I pass on YouTube are all crushing me on Instagram, and I love it so much. And it's not doing it only to beat somebody else. It's just a competition. I like the competition. I like figuring things out. I like the hustle and the grind to try to win. I don't like being number one. I like chasing down number one. You know, I like that there's always something ahead of me to go and grow and chase. And so I think that has to be part of the entrepreneurial gene or DNA. I think having that competitive spirit is essential. And I think if you are number one, then you need to find a way to reframe it. Now, being at the top of the game on the YouTube side, it's like, well, how do I get to 10? You know, how do I get to 10 million? And sometimes it's hard because I don't see PewDiePie or any of the guys who are like way ahead of me as real competitors, because we talk about different stuff. And so it's a harder leap, but I have to, like, to get excited about hitting 10 million. I have to start thinking about who's ahead of me now, and like who's my next person to run with. It's me and Gary, right? It's me and Gary, right? We're 1 and 2, depending if you're looking at views or subscribers. We're 1 and 2, and it's me and him butting heads, going back and forth, and I love it. And so I think you need it, and you need to have something where you feel like you are growing every day. You have to love the work of the thing. I love waking up and looking at my YouTube stats. I love waking up and looking at my videos. I love waking up and looking at my comments. I love being in the thing. And I think that's it. You need to create something that for anybody else, it's torture. Jerry Seinfeld calls it torture you can endure. If you stepped into my schedule, it would be torture. You would want to get out of it as soon as possible. Like, you couldn't last 2 days in my schedule because it's just not you. And it's not because I'm great. I should do the same thing in your business. If I stepped into your schedule, I should want to die after 2 days. Like, it's just too much. It's too crazy. But it's not crazy for you because you love it. And that's the thing. Everybody has Michael Jordan level talent at something. But most people focus on the wrong thing. Most people pick a business because they're just trying to get rich, and you hate the actual process. You love the result, but you hate the process. You have to do the thing that you love the process of, that it doesn't feel like work, that you don't need to motivate yourself to get up every day and do, because you can't wait to get up and go do that thing. I love waking up and doing my YouTube and doing my Instagram and wondering how that last experiment worked, and diving into the data and doing A/B split tests on the thumbnails. Like, all that stuff is fun for me. It's fun. That's why are you so happy, Evan? Because I love what I do. Most days, not every day. There's a lot of crap you got to deal with, but I love dealing with all that stuff. I love it. And that's the trick. You got to find the thing that you love the process of, not just the end results that you're chasing. So I'm going to give you a 3-step process to making money and building a business off of something that you love actually doing, not just trying to chase a buck.
Step number 1 is make a list of all the ways that you have helped people and made money doing it. Make a list, like write down all the things that you've done that you've made money by helping people. If you're not helping people, you're not making money, right? Business is about helping people. You bring value, you make money. What are all the ways that you have made money by helping other people in some form? Make a list. Step number 2, then we're gonna look at what did you love the process of and not just the result. So the result was I helped them and I made some money. Great, it's a win-win situation. But which of the ones on your list, go and circle them or put a star next to them or however you like taking notes, of the ones that you enjoyed the process of. Like you enjoyed it. You enjoyed servicing that client. You enjoyed selling that product or service. You enjoyed making that thing. Like you actually enjoyed it. If you're a moving truck company, you may enjoy that you have helped somebody move to their new place and you may enjoy that they paid you and that's great. But like, did you enjoy the moving? Do you like seeing new places? Do you like getting outside and getting a tan? Do you like being able to work on your body and build muscle as you're moving? Like, do you like it? Do you like moving stuff? Like the best movers love moving. The best YouTubers love making YouTube videos. The best hockey players love playing hockey. And put a star next to or circle all the things on that list that you created of how you've made money helping people, that you enjoyed the process of doing it and that you would almost do for free. You would do for free because you loved it so much. And then step number 3, with practice, what do you see that you could become world class at? So look at that list of the ones that you have made money from doing, right? Even if it's you only made $100, right? You made some money doing it. Then you start or circled it because you enjoyed the process of. How many of those are left? Hopefully at least one. Otherwise you got to start over or you got to try more things, right? But then what do you see yourself being world class at? Like if you practiced it a lot, could you become one of the best in the world at? You may not be there now. You may not be there yet. You may not put in a lot of work at it yet. It may be something that just came naturally or it was an opportunity that showed up and you said yes to. But you know that with some practice, with dedication, with effort, with hustle, with ongoing years and years of beating on your craft, you can become the Michael Jordan of that industry. What is that thing? And so when you combine all 3 of those things, that's when you start making money from the thing that you're passionate about. When you 1, figure out what have you made money from by helping people. When you 2, then look at which of these tasks have I actually enjoyed doing, not just I enjoy getting paid to do it. And then number 3, which of these can you actually be world class at? Do you have Michael Jordan level talent at? Figure that out. And you are on your way to building an unstoppable, impactful business. One of the hardest things in the world to do is to raise your standards. Everything that you are surrounded by keeps you where you are. Your friends, your family, the media you consume, your habits, everything. Your environment has been perfectly created to keep you exactly where you are right now. If you want to raise your standards, you need to raise your environment. I met up with a friend of mine recently who I've known for 12 plus years, and he was talking about how much I changed over the years. And for those of you hardcore fans of mine, you can go back on my content and see how much I've changed. But specifically for him, he's an entrepreneur. I've seen his business grow over the years. And he talked about how much more willing I was to be truthful, to be honest, to push him when it was uncomfortable, and believe in him even harder, to say the things that are uncomfortable that need to be said that will help him get to where he needs to be, to believe in people more than they believe in themselves. He's seen the changes in me and how much more direct I am, how much more confident I am, and how that's helped him directly in his business and his life. Where did that come from? It came from my videos. If you go back and watch my old content, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I loved what I was talking about. I thought it could help, but I didn't have the emotional commitment to the words. A lot of my messaging and belief has stayed the same, but my confidence and my commitment and my standards have raised because of the videos that I consumed, because my environment was a certain way and it was pretty good. But now in watching my own channel, watching my own content, being a subscriber to myself, making my videos for me, and then sharing it with the world, I feel like I have all these people on my wall and more in my ear every day. I've got Steve Jobs talking to me every day. I got Oprah Winfrey in this ear. I got Elon Musk back over here. I've got all these people every day, all these successful people in my ears constantly. When you are around successful people, you will become more successful. When you hang around these people, you will start to think like they think. You will adopt their mindset. You will see the world the way that they see the world. And so you have a choice. Look at your current environment. Look at the people who you're currently hanging out with. Look at the media that you are currently consuming. Does it lift you up? Does it build you to be a better version of you? The thing that you want to go off and do, the thing that you need most in your life, are you surrounding yourself with that enough in your environment? Are you taking enough of it in? I want more belief in my life, and so I get a daily injection of belief through my channel, right? I inject myself with belief every day so that if you come around me and you've got a cold and you sneeze on me, right? You're a negative person, you're pessimistic, you sneeze on me with your negativity, I'm good because I have so much belief in me from the injection. But if you're not as solid, if you're not as strong, if your environment doesn't support that, then you stay where you are. Or worse, you start to go negative. And so I've grown in my abilities, in my confidence, in my skill set, in my mindset by being around the people that I profile on my channel every single day. When you raise your environment, you raise your standards. So I'm going to give you a 3-step process that you can use to also raise your environment and raise your standards and get to where you want to go in life. Here we go. Determine your one word. I wrote a book, Your One Word. You can pick it up or just quickly go through this exercise where you think about what is your one word most important core value. You are a human being, and every human has a single most important core value. For me, it's belief. Whatever you figure it out, it's always something positive. I've never had somebody's one word be hate or death. It's always something positive, but it's an aspirational thing. For me, I want to believe more in myself and others, even more so than I do right now. Your one word, your most important core value is aspirational. Whether it's freedom or inspire or motivate or care or belong or family or extraordinary or believe, whatever it is, it's a personal choice. But whatever you pick, whatever your most important core value one word is, that's what you need more in life. That's what you need to surround yourself more with. And so the very first step to figure out what kind of environment you want to make, this might not mean anything to you. People ask me can I buy those posters? Well, this is a picture of me and my parents when I'm like 9 years old. You want a picture of me and my parents on your wall? This is the environment for me, designed around belief. You need to start by figuring out what is your one word most important core value. Step number 2 is then you create an environment around it. You think about what's on the walls. This is the easiest part. What's on the walls? When you walk into the place where you are working, what's on the walls? What's on the background of your computer screen? What's on the background of your cell phone? When you load this, we're loading this how many times a day? What's the message that hits you? Design your environment. The beautiful thing about designing an environment is you do it once. I figured out that these people meant something to me. Every poster back here tells a story that's personal to me. I like being in here and having Steve Jobs staring me down, my favorite entrepreneur, A.P. Giannini behind me, my parents, Howard, Kanye. I like having these people on my wall. They all tell me a story. It's a reminder every time I walk in, boom, they're hitting me in the face. And the beautiful thing is, I only had to do that once. I had to sit down and figure out what I wanted to have on my walls. I had to go off and create the posters and buy them. And then that's it. You set your environment up once, and then it motivates you every day forever. And so your office environment, what's on the desk, what's on your computer screen, what's on your cell phone, what's in your bedroom, what's on the mirror, design your environment once around your one word. So this means believe to me. Figure out your one word and then create your environment around it. And step number 3 is establish a morning routine to lift you up. So again, once you figure out your one word, you've created your environment, now we got to do daily habits. What's the thing that helps make you feel your one word on a daily basis? If you did the thing to help make you feel your one word, your most important core value, that makes you feel bold, confident, powerful, unstoppable, you did that thing every single morning, your life would be dramatically different. You will force yourself to raise your standards through your habits and your routine. So what is the thing for you that makes you come alive? For me, how do I get belief in the morning? I have to think about an entrepreneur that I helped yesterday. So much of what I do is just in front of, I'm talking to a camera. You know, my wife is here in front of me doing her work. I got these people behind me on the walls, but I'm just sitting here talking into a camera. It's easy to forget the impact that my work has. It's easy to get up and just live life when there's nothing forcing you to have to get better. And so I remind myself of the impact that I had yesterday. I think about an entrepreneur that I helped out through my content, through my one-on-ones, and then I have to share a message. The sharing the message makes me feel like I'm contributing again. That's what makes me feel belief. That's how I have to start my day. If I don't do that, I don't have as good a day. So whatever the thing is, when you figure out your one word, or whatever the thing is that makes you feel that emotion, not just checking the box of, yeah, I did it. You have to feel that every day. If you did that first thing every morning, your life will be dramatically different. So number one, figure out what your one word is. Number two, design an environment around it. And number three, create a morning routine that will lift you up. You have the power to control your world, how you think, how you act, your mindset with the words that you speak. When you use weak language, you signal to yourself that you are weak. You signal to yourself that your goals aren't important. You signal to yourself that you are not worth it. You lose respect for yourself, and the people around you don't respect you either. We need to stop using weak language and pay attention to the words that you're speaking to others and to yourself. Now, this is not an easy task because most of the words that you're using, the way that you talk to others and to yourself, you're on autopilot, you're on cruise control. It just happens. You've been doing this for years or decades. And so switching it is not going to happen overnight. But if you pay attention to the next three things that I'm going to share with you, it can have a dramatic impact on your self-confidence, on the goals that you have for yourself, and on the outcomes you create for yourself in the world. Let's do it. Number one, I can't, I'm not, I don't. What you say after those three things shapes your identity. It speaks to how you think and speak about yourself. So I can't be an entrepreneur. I can't be a leader. I can't be a YouTuber. I can't. Especially this one. When you say I can't, pay very, 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 very close attention to what follows and try to shift it from I can't to either I choose not to or I can't yet. I'm not a good salesperson. I'm not funny. I'm not the kind of person who follows through. Again, pay close attention and try to shift it to not yet. I don't program. I don't know how to make money. I don't think like that. Switch I don't to I don't yet. I can't, I'm not, I don't. Those statements are final. Those statements don't allow for growth. Those statements are how you feel about yourself and don't allow for the stretch. They don't allow you to get better. And so either eliminate them from your vocabulary or change them to yet. Number two is catch your cruise control. The way that you have been speaking about yourself, the way that you have been talking to yourself has been happening using the same words for years, maybe even decades. It's so automatic for you. You are on cruise control. You are on autopilot. You think small and talk negatively about yourself without even thinking about it. You need to catch your cruise control. And listen, don't be too hard on yourself. This is so ingrained. These patterns have been around for so long. You are just auto-defaulting to cruise control that most of these times you will not even catch it. You will not catch 99% of these moments, of these words, of these languages that you're using for yourself. But if you have the awareness, if you have the intention, if you have the desire, every now and then, you will catch it. Another quick hack is to enlist a friend, enlist the people around you, your wife, your husband, your team, your kids especially. My son Hayden loves calling me out on things. Enlist their help. Tell them, this is where I want to play a bigger game. This is where I'm frustrated with myself. This is where I keep talking badly about myself and putting myself down. These are the words, the language that need to change. And every time you hear me talking this way, I need you to bring it to my awareness and let me know because I want to catch my cruise control. For me personally, it's around complaining. Anytime I complain, I want my wife, I want my team, I want my son, I want the people around me to say, Evan, you are complaining. Right there, that was a complaint. Eat it, right? I'm happy for them to hug me with it, to yell at me with it. I just want them to let me know. Now, when I told everybody, they said, listen, you barely complain. You're like the least complaining person that we know. Awesome, thank you, I'm humbled, but I still complain. And I probably complain a lot, and a lot of the times I'm missing it. And so please, 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 even if you think I'm great at it, if you catch me complaining, I want you to call me out on it. So enlisting your friends can be really helpful because you will likely not catch most of them yourself, but it's imperative that you start working on catching your cruise control. Step number 3 is manual override. You have caught your cruise control. You have found the autopilot. It's about to happen again. This negative talk that you're about to speak out into the world about yourself or your ideas, you putting yourself down is about to come out again or has just come out. What do you do about it? Because this is really important. If you catch yourself playing small or talking negatively about yourself, if you catch it and you don't do anything, it actually makes it worse. It's better that you don't even catch it at all. If you catch it and you recognize I am playing small right now and you ignore it and you don't change your behavior, You are building that identity for yourself that you are somebody who is playing small. You are consciously building that identity for yourself, and you need to stop it. It makes it worse. Where when you do catch it, when you find yourself falling into those patterns, those behaviors that you don't want anymore, whether you find it yourself or somebody's calling you out on it, what do? You need to kick your manual override into action and take the action that you want, because that starts building the positive habit. That starts building the positive respect. This is how you build respect for yourself. This is how you start building the muscle. This isn't just a zero-sum game. This isn't just we go back to neutral. When you catch it, you either go sliding down or you go propelling up. The choice is yours. When you catch yourself playing small, when you catch yourself coming off of cruise control, you have to do the thing that builds the self-respect up and speak positively about yourself and do the thing that you are scared to do. Now, as a quick little bonus tip, I like to catch it in other people as well. There are some key phrases that when people say, it triggers me into calling somebody else out on it in a really friendly way, but makes them think. And so one of them for me is when people sign off and say, take it easy. When I've had a great conversation with somebody or I'm meeting them one-on-one and we leave, they say, take it easy. I always stop. Maybe I'm heading out the door. Maybe I'm about to hang up the phone, or I don't use a phone, but on the computer, I'm about to hang up. They're about to get into their car, or I'm about to leave. I stop and I come back in and I say, never tell me to take it easy. I get the intention. The intention is good. They're just throwing words out there. The intention is good. But what are they saying? I don't want to take it easy. Even if it means relaxing, even if it means I'm going to go on vacation, I'm going to have a great weekend, I don't want to take it easy. I want to have the best weekend of my life. I want to have the best vacation of my life. Don't tell me to take it easy. And so when I call somebody out on it, it forces them to not only examine that one sentence, it forces them to examine the other words that they're just throwing out there. And if I do it enough for people, the next time they tell somebody else to take it easy at the end, they catch themselves too. Because those are not the words that they want to use. If you sat down at the end of a conversation and say, these are the final words that I'm going to tell somebody before they go on with their day, what do I want those words to be? It makes you think. Because it probably won't be, take it easy. You need to tie your self-respect to your efforts, not your results. Where you get your self-love from, your self-respect, your self-confidence should not come from winning. It comes from trying. Because if you tie your self-respect to winning, you'll only do things that you know you're gonna win at, and therefore you play small for life. So I'm training a guy on my team who I've promoted, and I'm putting him in a position that is way beyond his skill set, way beyond what he thought he'd be doing, and it's a big push outside his comfort zone. He was a guy who was doing a bunch of admin tasks for me, and now he's in charge of all of my YouTube analytics. I want him to be my data guy. I want him to go through the thousands of videos that I have on my channel and make recommendations to say, this intro is too long, this intro is too short, this thumbnail sucks. You know, when you talk, Evan, things blow up or things suck. When you wear black, people love it. Anything. Go through all the data, go through all the analytics, and tell me where we need to make improvements. So I was on a call with him yesterday, and I had to have a serious talk with him because he's looking for data that supports his hypothesis. Because he suggested on my channel, my main channel, that we go back to my original intros where I say one sentence here, one sentence here, and one sentence here, and then he's Robert F. Smith, and here's my take on his top 10 rules of success, right? That's what we did way back, like in the very first original series of the top 10s, and we've evolved. So he suggested take out the song, take out the intro, take out a whole bunch of stuff and just do those three things. And let's see if it works. So that's what I did. Like, great, good idea. The data supported it, backed it up. Let's go and try. We haven't tried it, we won't know. So we tried it. The first video came up was the Robert F. Smith top 10 rules for success on that new template. And I'm looking at the data and it sucked. You know, my goal is to get 70% audience retention at 1 minute. That's my goal across my channels, 70% audience retention at 1 minute. That means 30% of people max have left at the 1 minute mark. That's an insanely high goal to reach. Almost nobody hits that, especially consistently. You might think, oh, 70%, it's easy. It's insanely difficult in the YouTube world. So I looked at the numbers for this one. And
it was 52% or something brutal. We don't really operate in the 52% range. So this one came in, it was brutal. 52%, like having a heart attack. Oh, it sucked. People hate this. And then I asked him, hey, how are we doing on the new videos? And he sent me this report that says, hey, well, on our relative data is up. You know, a relative of data saying compared to all videos on YouTube, this video is doing well in the first minute. Yeah, but that's not actually the real story, because all of our videos relative to regular YouTube, if you're looking at any video, this video, my first video, all of them, every video I make relative to a normal average YouTube video, were higher relative. That's not what I'm looking for. We're going after 70% audience retention at 1 minute. You know this. This is where we're focused. And behind all of it was he just didn't want to feel like a failure. He didn't want to feel like he recommended something to me and it didn't work out. That he's trying to justify it by saying, well, look, this stat shows that it works, but it's not what we're after. This experiment so far has been an epic failure, and that's okay. What I need you to do is expect to suck. Expect the ideas not to work. Know that coming in. Know that coming in, we're already operating at a really high level, right? If every experiment that we try works, that means that we just sucked at the beginning, right? We sucked. You're learning. You're picking this up. Most of my new experiments don't work. I'm trying hundreds of new things all the time, and most of them won't work. I expect to suck. But it's okay because I tie my self-worth to the effort. Am I putting my max effort out? Your experiment, I'm talking to the guy, your experiment was a great test. I backed it. The data suggested we do it, but it's not working. And we'll give it a month to see. And if it still doesn't work, we're going to move on to do something else. And he felt really bad. And he said, don't tie your self-respect to winning. Like if we get a win, it's amazing. But it has to be to the effort. Like you tried, you did a lot of work, you dug deep, you found stuff, you came up with a recommendation that was legit, that was solid, that was valuable. It wasn't put Evan in a butterfly suit and have him fly around the city saying top 10 rules, right? It wasn't crazy. It made sense. And whether it works or not, we need to make the best decisions, because if we just took data that we thought was good, but wasn't actually our goal, if we twisted the data to make it fit our goals, make it look like we're winning, everybody loses. Everybody loses. If I keep that intro, everybody loses. I lose, he loses, you guys, the audience lose, we all lose. All because he was afraid of losing, right? Net, you lose. Same thing for you. If you're only gonna take on things that you know you're gonna win at, you're losing. You're losing. If you tie your self-esteem to winning, then you only take on things that you know you're gonna win at or have a high degree of chance of winning, right? 80% chance of winning. Might be a little bit of discomfort, 20% chance it may not work out. That's the zone that most people operated in. They're barely pushing their comfort zone. They're staying inside what they know. And so, yay, you're winning all day long, but you're winning at small stuff. Where you're capable of more, you're capable of bigger things, you're capable of having a huge impact. Let's go. To get there, you're gonna fail, you're gonna suck. Your first attempts won't work, just like all of your heroes. All of your heroes, their first attempts did not work. They failed, they sucked, and they kept going. But if you woke up and every day you tied your self-respect to, I'm gonna do my darndest today, right? I'm gonna push my face in to make sure that I make some progress today. If you're proud of your effort, if every day you are proud of the effort that you put in, could you tell yourself that whatever your mission is, that you're proud of your effort on a daily basis for how much you work towards it? For most people, it's no. For most, it's not even close. How many days have you had in the past year where you're proud of your effort, the work you put in? For most people, it's not that much. Maybe moments, but days, weeks, months. If you woke up every day and were proud of your effort for what you did yesterday, you're gonna do it again, I promise you're gonna win. That's what winning actually looks like. Waking up and losing most of the day and being proud of your effort. And then you look back at what's happened in the past year. It's like, holy cow, that crazy staircase that I built. I never thought I could do it. Where most people are so focused on just winning and they get to the first step of life. So I'm gonna give you a 3-step process that can start you on your journey. This is important. Let's get to it. Step number 1, what's something you can fail at today? Anything, just get used to failing. Remove the sting of failing.
What's something that you can fail at today? Do something that you know is not going to work. Make your first video, post it on YouTube. Fail, right? Ask somebody for their phone number on the street. You know, somebody of the same sex. If that's not how you roll, right? Somebody where like, you know you're going to fail. Just do it. Just to remove the sting of that. Realize that failing is not that bad. Failing is not fatal. It's okay. What can you fail at today? Something small. Step number 2, why are you proud of your effort for trying? Why are you proud? Why are you proud of you just failed? Why are you proud? You didn't get the result. It didn't work. Why are you proud of yourself? Because I put in the effort. Right? What's the effort? How can you say, man, I am so proud of myself for trying to do that scary thing? Because conquering scary things through action is the thing that you want to be proud of yourself for, because you tie your self-worth to you being the person who does difficult things. You do difficult things, not you win at small things in life. Make that shift. So that thing you're going to fail at, what are you going to tell yourself you're proud for? And then step number 3 is, how will you celebrate the attempt? How do you celebrate? Celebrate. Pat yourself on the back, clap it up, post to social media. I do film all these on a little mini trampoline. How are you gonna celebrate? Put on music, take a friend out for lunch, celebrate. Feel it, feel the joy, feel the happiness, feel the energy that you get for trying something difficult. You tried something difficult, that's amazing. This is a big shift for most people. This is weird thinking, but this is successful thinking. What's the difference between you and these people who've had success? Hasn't been money, they started with less than you. Hasn't been connections and resources, they started with less than you. Why? It's this difference in mindset. Successful people think differently. Reward yourself for trying. Celebrate yourself for the failure, for trying, for the effort. Because if you celebrated the effort and you are proud of the effort every single day of the next 10 years of your life, holy cow, the person you will become is going to be very impressive. And you're going to be shocked looking back at how far that you actually built your life.
If you want to learn how to make any lasting changes, check out the video next to me. I think you're gonna enjoy. I will see you there. Continue to believe.
Good is the enemy of great. If you're good, you're good. It would be nice to have more, but you're not willing to do the crazy, scary, painful things that require to get great.